Welcome to Italy, an ancient country with a rich history and colorful culture that has given us some of the most delicious food in the world. I'm here with Tuscanini, a brand that's dedicated to bringing those authentic flavors of Italy right to your table. With the help of some culinary artisans and amazing chefs, I got to explore Italy's diverse regions to discover where this overwhelming passion for culinary excellence comes from.
Hi everyone, I'm Roberto Serrini, your culinary guide, and in this episode, we're going to Rome to learn from one of our very special chefs how to make what I think is perhaps the main star of Italian cuisine: pasta. So I hope you're ready to get your hands dirty because we're going to make it fresh and at home. Let's check it out. You can't really mention Italy and not think about pasta. While you can find a form of noodle all over the world, Italians have taken this culinary wonder and done amazing things with it. With so many different varieties and flavor profiles, it proves just how versatile it can be in the kitchen.
Pasta, it's something like a white canvas. So you can do whatever you want with a white canvas. It's up on your fantasy or your imagination. And it's exactly what's happening here in Italy with pasta. You have thousands of different kinds of sauces. You can have with fish, you can have with meat, we can have vegetarian, you can have vegan, you can have white, black, red, whatever. Pasta, it's the top for us.
Pasta is not a side dish for us, but it's the main character of our show. Today we are going to make two pastas that represent very well the Italy variety, because the gnocchi represent a little bit the south of Italy, and the farfalle represent a little bit the north of Italy.
And choosing to make gnocchi and farfalle doesn't just give you an idea of Italian cuisine north to south, but also present to past.
Because the first farfalle, born in the 16th century, made with sfoglia. It's very important for Italy because it's the first step. Then you can have tagliatelle or tagliolini or pappardelle or little shapes like farfalle, garganelli, quadrucci. We have seriously number of pasta.
Problem is putting it lightly, Ofelia, when you consider that there are over 350 distinct recognized shapes of pasta, each coming from a specific region in Italy and used for a specific type of sauce. And that is not even counting other delicacies like gnocchi.
In Italy there are 4 or 5 kinds of gnocchi, because everyone thinks that gnocchi is the gnocchi with potatoes, that it's gnocchi alla piemontese. But there are at least another 3 kinds of gnocchi. There are gnocchi alla romana, that is with semol, gnocchi alla parigina, that is the same like the choux, the beignet, and there is gnocchetti, that is a kind of pasta, like farfalle.
And you can put in a gnocchi, I want to say whatever you want. For example, in the carnival period with the kids, you can make pasta colored so they can have funny with you when you prepared it.
And it's not just fun for kids. It's fun for anyone wanting to make fresh homemade pasta, which I was happy to discover as Ofelia showed us how to do it at home.
Okay, we're starting to make farfalle. This is the traditional way, putting the flour on the table and make a little volcano. We use the flour 00, semola rimacinata, half and half. The portion of pasta is considered 100 grams of flour, 1 egg. So we can put in the 2 eggs for 200 grams of flour, and then start to add the flour to egg. And now that we have a quite homogeneous dough, we have to start to let it smooth. My grandmother, when he teach to me, she said that it seems a work made with your hand, but it's a work made with your hips, because you have to move all body to manage the pasta in the right way. It's better because you go to the gym for a particular reason, to eat. The table is clean, the pasta is smooth, and it's done. You can start to make the shapes. You can work on the pasta with the rolling pin or with the machine. The machine has numbers, and from the numbers depends the thickness of the pasta. You can see at the beginning the pasta it's not smooth, but we have to continue to work on it, and we have to fold it
The idea is running it through the machine, each time increasing the numbers, which decreases the thickness of the pasta, which, after a few runs, produces a perfectly smooth sheet, which is called sfoglia.
Okay, now it's good. This is the sfoglia. When you have this sfoglia, you can do the shapes that you want. You can do tagliatella, you can do pappardelle, or the thing that we are gonna make are farfalle. Now we can cut with the, I don't know, rotella, the name of. And now we have to pin the center of the dough, and we have our farfalle. And now it's a job for kids, because they have little finger, so.
Farfalle is one of the most versatile pastas you can use, pretty much for any type of sauce, hot or cold. And besides being super easy to make, they're super fun. That squared away and looking amazing, it was time to go south and try our hands at making gnocchi.
So we use the flour and the water to make gnocchi. If you have 200 grams of flour, you need 100 grams of water. Now we can start to split the dough in two to make gnocchi colored.
And this is really where the magic can happen, where your pasta can take on a personality beyond just the traditional yellow. You can get crazy and make crimson red with beetroot, or bright gold versions with just a small addition of turmeric. Regardless of what color you go for, one rule holds true for Ofelia.
The basic idea is have fun with your pasta and take your time, don't be hurry, don't rush the pasta. Yeah, have fun. And now to make gnocchi we have to start to do these little snakes. Now we can cut it in little squares and use this old magical machine to make gnocchi. If you don't have it, you can use a fork. You can do the gnocchi in this way. But if you do this little curve in it, it's more easy to cook it, and it's more tasty because the sauce can stay in the oil.
And just like that, we've made two amazing fresh pastas. But to make it authentic, we'll have to cook it al dente, which means that it has to be firm and stick to the teeth, which Chef Giovanni says is the only way it should be served.
Pasta have to be cooked al dente. That means that when you eat it, you have to feel it. It's not a porridge. Let's eat the porridge in England. We eat pasta al dente, that it's something else. So let's keep the pasta al dente. And usually you can cook it in a different way. I like very much with butter and sage. You just you just made the gnocchi or you buy already done, and then you cook it, and you just dress with some butter, sage, and Parmesan cheese if you like it.
The dish couldn't be much simpler. Some butter and sage are placed in a cold pan so that they warm at the same rate and create an infusion of flavor. This happens as the fresh gnocchi become al dente. Al dente means to the teeth in Italian, meaning that they're not mushy to bite and they kind of stick to your teeth. That's the proper way to cook them. They're placed in the pan with a bit of pasta water, which will help this simple sauce emulsify. And with that, the only thing to do is to have a taste.
Well,
Good is probably an understatement for the simple but elegant pasta, something that Ofelia says is special to Italian cuisine.
in every bite of our food, you can find a little piece of the big country that is Italy. So you can feel the different ingredients, and all the ingredients match together and make the country in your mouth.
Music.